I'm Jimmie Johnson. I've been cooking Southern dishes my whole life. I love it so much, I decided to show others how to create simple, delicious Southern dishes the way I was taught. You know, my daddy, Gerald Barlow, had a passion for all things food. He was at home in the kitchen, and that's where I got my love for cooking, back home in Kentucky with my daddy. He used to tell us when we discarded salt pork or fatty parts we thought should be taken out, he'd proclaim, "Why, you don't know what's good." Well, now I know what's good, and I'd like to share making it with you. So tonight we're having blueberry pie for dessert. So we're going to start by making our pie crust because it needs to set in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before we roll it out. So we're going to start by mixing our dry ingredients. So gather your ingredients. We're going to put in 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's an interesting twist to this recipe. And then we're going to put this on and just pulse it, oops, to mix it slightly. Then we're going to add in our butter. So this is 1.5 cups of cubed butter, and you want to keep it in the refrigerator so it's really cold before you add it to your dry ingredients. So we're just going to drop this in here. And also 1/3 cup of shortening. Again, keep it in the refrigerator so it's really, really cold. So we're just going to pulse this a few times, 8 to 12 times, or just until it's the consistency of peas. It's important not to overmix it because then the dough will be tough. So now we're going to add our ice water slowly until it forms a ball. See how it's starting to stick together? I think that's good. You don't want to overmix it or the dough will be tough. So we're going to take our dough and dump it on our floured board. So we're going to form a ball, wrap our dough up in the saran wrap, and let it set in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. So our pie crust has been chilling for about 45 minutes. It's ready to go. So we're going to put some flour on our pastry board and unwrap our dough. Now this is a 2-crust pie crust, so we're going to cut it in half. We'll just split it right down the middle. Make a round ball. You want to make sure that your board remains covered with flour so it doesn't stick. And then we're going to put some more flour on our rolling pin, and then we're just going to start rolling it out and making a circle. keep turning so it doesn't stick. Just needs to be large enough to cover this 9-inch pan. We're a little misshapen here. So we'll sprinkle some more flour. Okay. So the way to get this on your pie plate is to roll it with the board, with the pin. And then just transfer it over like so. You're going to have to move it around to cover all your space. Maybe pinch it together a little bit to cover the holes. That looks pretty good. Piece right here. And then just scrape off the excess with a knife. There. There's our pie crust. So we'll scrape up these remaining bits and save those for the top. Now we're going to make our filling. So we said in the beginning we were going to make a blueberry pie. Well, guess what? We had 3 cups of fresh blueberries, but I don't know if your house is like my house, but sometimes people sneak some bites of things. We really needed 4 cups, so we're going to improvise. That's the beauty about cooking. You can improvise. So we're going to add a cup of whatever we had on hand. It could be cherries, but I think some fresh peaches. Well, they're not fresh, they're frozen. Frozen peaches will go well with the blueberries. So we're going to dump those in with our blueberries. And then we're going to add some sweetening ingredients. So we have a 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we're just going to mix these together. You just need to stir them gently. Fold all those ingredients in together. Pies are simple. And you can really use any kind of fruit. And those are the basic ingredients. Sugar, flour, sometimes a little dash of salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, and you have a fruit pie. So we're going to pour these ingredients into our pie crust. Oops, we lost a few there. So that's going to set up nicely. And then we're just going to sprinkle a teaspoon of lemon and dot 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So we've cubed these and we'll just dot those on top. Like so. And now we're ready for our top. So again, we're going to take our dough, sprinkle some more flour on our board. Sprinkle some more flour on a rolling pin and start rolling it out. Keep moving so it doesn't stick. Sprinkle a little more flour. I'm going to use our rolling pin, get this off here, and transfer it over to our pie. And we're just going to lay it on top, just like so. Now, here comes the fun part. We're going to cut off the excess. Okay, still a little much there. And then we're going to fold this under the bottom crust. So fold it under. And then we're going to crimp it. This is where the artistic part comes in. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. Some people like to use a fork and make a little crimp. But I just use my fingers. So here's how we do it. So we pinch with these two fingers and then push in with this one. So push. Push, push, push. Push, push. And see? See? Two fingers and then push between the two. Push. Isn't that pretty? Keep going all the way around the pie. Push, 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 push. There. Pretty, right? Now, I like to make a little design on top. So just take the tip of your knife and make a little cut there. This also will allow the insides to cook more evenly and breathe. So just make a little design like that. You could sprinkle a little sugar on top. As a matter of fact, let's do that. That'll give a nice little, when that browns, that'll give a nice little caramelized look to it. Now, we're going to put this in a 425-degree oven that's been preheated. And we're going to place one of these little doodobbies over here so our pretty crimping doesn't burn. And we'll take that off during the last 15 minutes of cooking. So let's put it on the middle rack. And wait for the magic. There's the finished product. Beautiful blueberry peach pie. We're gonna top this with some homemade whipped cream. And now for the real test. Perfection. If this isn't the best blueberry peach pie you've ever tasted, then you don't know what's good.